Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to upgrade the forge. We are going to improve the air inlet, apply an insulation and try some forging. I started off by scrubbing most of the rust off. Then I filed bigger openings for the air inlet. The overall goal for this video is to finally start forging properly. Up until this point I haven't been able to really experience blacksmithing. Using your feedback on my previous videos, I am hoping to improve this forge so I can finally achieve this goal. Now, it took a good while to upload this video, and that is mainly because I have a lack of time. I recently started my study and creating a blacksmith setup is quite a big project and takes a lot of time. So these don't really go well together. Also, this forge is a terrible forge to work on, but I'll explain that later on in the video. Anyway, I'm hoping to deliver a higher quality in the fewer uploads I do. I struggle a bit on editing and camera handling, so I'll try to improve on that. After filing, I attempted to get rid of the remaining rust using vinegar. To make sure the insulation layer didn't fall out of the forge, I welded some screws in place. The refractory will form around the screws and therefore stay in place. I absolutely hate welding because I haven't really got a proper mask or proper technique, and on top of that, the welding of tiny screws is already horrible enough. For the insulation itself, I used 1 part molding plaster, 1 part white clay sand. Then I added water until it had a soft clay-like structure, which I could smear in place. The problem was that this stuff dries really fast, and therefore it turned out very ugly and layer-like, instead of one equal layer, which I wanted. Then it was time to test it. This time I used charcoal instead of briquettes, and that's a way better option. And look at that, it got decently hot. And all went well until... And that's why you don't use construction wood as hammer handles. All jokes aside, this was actually pretty dangerous, and to make sure it didn't happen again, I reattached the hammer to a pre-made hardwood hammer handle using a wooden and a metal wedge. Now the question is, have I achieved my goal? And the answer is no. It is still a terrible forge. In between the takes I added a lot of charcoal and waited for long times, but the steel still had difficulties heating up. The cause for this is that the forge is just too inefficient. A basic coal forge consists of an air inlet and a fire pot. A fire pot is quite literally a pot full of blazing coals. On top of that would be your steel heating up. I just went for a gas tank because it looked cool. But the consequence of making the forge this way is that I don't really have a fire pot at all. I just have a layer of coals above an air inlet and put my steel on top of that. The layer of coal is way too thin and is just blown away by the air inlet. The result of that is a piece of steel maybe on 3 coals above an air inlet. All in all, the forge sucks, using pliers as tongs isn't ideal, and I wasn't able to really practice blacksmithing because of the limited heat. After the small amount of forging I did, I gave up on this forge. I'm continuing my journey in blacksmithing, but for now, thank you very much for watching. If you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.